It is 16 minutes now before the hour. The old adage is that crime does not pay, so it may not pay to be a criminal. But increasingly, it pays to no one. In what's become an all-too-familiar pattern, former friends of OJ Simpson and potential witnesses in his case are selling their stories to the highest media bidder. Our Bill Ritter, who's covering the story in Los Angeles, found that the practice raises troubling questions for the media and the American system of justice.
As OJ Simpson sits quietly in court, outside, his case is generating thousands of dollars for those who are selling their OJ stories to the tabloid media.
He's had a tragedy, you know, but he's still a multimillionaire, and the television and all the rest of the media are worth millions too. I work every day for a living. You know, this is a great opportunity for me. I have something to sell, and I'm going to sell it.
Calvin Tennyson, who grew up with OJ and worked out with him in this gym, has sold several stories about Simpson to checkbook journalists.
Yeah, I get calls just about every day, one or two calls from either newspapers, magazines, or TV people that want to interview and have me talk about OJ and us growing up and so forth.
A world exclusive.
Jill Shively talked to the tabloid TV show Hard Copy last week. She was reportedly paid $5,000. Her lawyer admits she also talked to the Simpson grand jury. Shively claims she saw an angry O.J. Simpson driving near the crime scene the night of the murder. But attorneys say she likely won't testify at his trial because selling her story hurt her credibility. Now, if by chance you missed what was in the tabloids, you might catch it in a TV movie by Fox. That's the same company that produces A Current Affair, which last week recreated Nicole Simpson's last day alive. Or you could read all about the case in this instant OJ book, one of 3 due out soon. This one is compiled from stories in the tabloid newspaper Globe,
which pays for some of its information, pays for some of its interviews. Is that a credibility problem to you?
Well, you know, my attitude is very simple. I don't know who pays for information or what kind of information is paid for. Basically speaking, though, American journalism is checkbook journalism.
But not everyone is selling their stories. Kato Kalin, O.J. Simpson's house guest who testified to the grand jury, turned down $100,000 to tell his story to the National Enquirer. And Paula Barbieri, O.J.'s recent girlfriend, talked last week for free to ABC's Diane Sawyer. This after turning down a $100,000 offer to talk exclusively to the Globe paper.
There are some media critics who say once you've paid for an interview, you can't really trust what that person is telling you.
That's not necessarily so. It doesn't have to be. If you're doing your job as journalist, it doesn't have to be. You're still going through the same process. It's just that you're acknowledging the fact that we're making money from their story, and if they want to also make money from that same story and we're willing to pay it, then we're willing to share with it.
I think there should be a disclaimer that says this interviewer or this person being interviewed was paid $100,000 or was paid $5,000 or was paid $500,000. The money should be there because it makes a difference in how I process and either accept or reject the information in the story.
I would have offered Al Cowlings $1 million for his story.
The media feeds on this and creates a kind of feeding frenzy.
I don't think that OJ's mother is worth a lot of money as an interview because what is she going to say other than what any mother is going to say? She loves her son. He was a wonderful son. He has been good to her.
We're all voyeurs at heart. The question is not whether we want it, but whether we need it.
An interview with OJ Simpson right now would be priceless.
To worry about the background and the details of a fallen tragic hero who hasn't even come up for trial yet and who may not be able to come up for trial because of this feeding frenzy seems to me irresponsible on the part of the media.
This story has such a life of its own. I don't think that anybody knows where it's going, and to try to predict where it's going is foolhardy because things change on a daily basis.
It is an interesting debate. I should mention again that it is the policy of this broadcast, the policy of ABC News, never to pay for newsmaker interviews. It is 11 minutes before the hour. Next, our money editor, Tyler Matheson, on all the things that you can get for free, including even a lunch on occasion. When Good Morning America continues.